It was just past midnight when my phone buzzed. The caller ID flashed her name, my wife, Samantha. I groggily answered, half asleep, expecting maybe a wrong number or one of those random late-night notifications. "Hello?" I mumbled. There was no response, just muffled laughter, background music, the unmistakable sounds of a crowded bar. I sat up confused. Then I realized this was a butt dial. Her phone had accidentally called me during her night out. At first I tried to ignore it. Maybe it was nothing, just noise, background chatter. But then I started hearing her voice, distinct and unmistakable. "Oh my God, he's so hot," she whispered, giggling. "And I can't believe I'm here with him." My chest tightened. I froze. What are you talking about?" I whispered to myself. My heart started pounding as I listened to snippets of her conversation. She wasn't just talking about the people at the bar. She was talking about a man she had clearly met that night, flirting, laughing, touching, joking in ways I hadn't heard her use with me in years. Every word cut like a knife. Every laugh, every breathy whisper felt like betrayal delivered directly into my living room. I kept listening, stunned, horrified, and sick to my stomach. She was describing intimate details, things that shouldn't have been said to anyone but me. Yet there she was, sharing them with some stranger she barely knew. "She's married?" a voice asked in the background. "Yes, but who cares?" she giggled, oblivious that her phone had accidentally called me. "Tonight's about fun. Tonight's about freedom. Freedom." That word echoed in my head. Freedom from me. Freedom from the vows, the promises, the trust we had built over years. Freedom to flirt, to lie, to betray. I didn't answer. I didn't interrupt. I didn't yell. I just sat there, phone in hand, listening to the unfiltered truth she had accidentally exposed. By the time she left the bar, stumbling slightly, still laughing into the phone with whoever she was talking to, I had already made a decision. This wasn't a one-time mistake. This wasn't a casual night out with friends. This was a glimpse into the reality of our marriage. The way she saw me, the way she saw us, the way she prioritized desire over loyalty. When she finally walked in the door around 3 a.m., tipsy and smiling, I was sitting in the living room, waiting. My face was calm, neutral, betraying nothing of the storm inside me. "Hey, honey," she slurred, leaning against the doorway. "You awake?" I nodded slowly. "Yeah, I'm awake." Her smile faltered slightly. "Everything okay?" I stood up and walked over to her, maintaining control over my voice, my body, my emotions. "We need to talk," I said calmly. She blinked, confused. "At this hour?" "Yes," I said firmly. "I need honesty. Not excuses, not laughter, not drunken stories. I need the truth." Her face paled. What do you mean?" I held up my phone, still displaying the call log. "You accidentally butt-dialed me, and I heard everything. The laughter, the flirting, the way you talked about him, about your freedom, about being married. I heard it all." She froze, hand over her mouth. Tears started to well in her eyes. I didn't mean... You didn't mean what?" I asked softly, though the hurt in my voice was undeniable. "To betray me? To expose the cracks in our marriage? To show me that the person I trusted completely is capable of lying, laughing, and flirting behind my back?" She shook her head, tears now streaming. "I didn't mean to. It was just fun. I didn't think it would. I didn't." But I couldn't listen anymore. I couldn't pretend this was a small mistake, a harmless night out. The trust that had taken years to build was shattered in a few minutes of careless laughter and words meant for someone else. I stepped back. "Samantha, I can't do this anymore. I can't pretend that what I just heard doesn't matter. I can't live in a marriage where my presence, my love, my trust is treated like an inconvenience, a joke, or a barrier to your fun." Her sobs filled the apartment, but I kept my composure. The betrayal had spoken for itself. There was no need for more words. I walked to the door. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I quietly left, taking only what I needed, leaving the apartment and the life we had shared behind. The sound of her crying echoed in my ears, but it didn't reach me. Not anymore. Outside, the night air hit me. I took a deep breath, trying to process the storm of emotions raging inside. Anger, heartbreak, humiliation, disbelief, but also clarity. I realized something crucial. Sometimes betrayal doesn't announce itself with a confrontation. Sometimes it sneaks in, disguised as a butt dial, a careless mistake, a night out meant for fun. By the time dawn broke, I had started the long, painful process of picking up the pieces of my life, knowing that the person I had trusted most had shown me, in the most accidental way possible, who she really was. And in that quiet, early morning, I finally understood something I had refused to see for too long. Sometimes, the truth finds you in the smallest, most unexpected moments. And when it does, you have to decide whether to fight for what's broken or walk away to protect yourself. I chose the latter.